Welcome to Simply Liminal. My name is Stacy. This is my daily 2-card reading for Tuesday, April 23rd, 2024. This is a special day in my family. This was my grandpa's birthday, so I always, it's a day that means a lot to me. It also is the full moon today. So if you weren't aware of that, it is the full moon. We have a full moon in Scorpio. I always think of Scorpio as the people who, they like to sit around and watch scary movie after scary movie after scary movie. That's not really all the Scorpio is about, but very much a mysterious sign. It's also one that can give you a little bit of a stab or a sting. So, just be aware of the energy, because whether we have any of that in our charts or our lives, we all feel a little bit of that when the moon is full and in that sign. So full moon in Scorpio today, everybody, just so you're aware. So this week we are working with the Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid. The artwork on this deck is by Jenna Della Grottaglio, who has done a lot of the artwork for Colette. We've been working with this deck. This is our 6th day, I guess. Yeah, that's right. 6th day already that we've worked with this deck. And Colette Baron-Reid wrote this deck. She's had authored several Oracle decks at this point in her career, but she got her start in the reading industry by doing tarot readings. And she did that it's probably 30 plus 40 years ago now. I guess I don't know quite how old she is, but her spirit is young and youthful. By God, she's something. But she read tarot cards for a living. I mean, that's what paid her rent. It's what bought her groceries, and she knows the decks very well. And she decided to do this deck, and she wanted to base it on tarot principles, but she wanted it to read and feel more like an oracle deck, and she wanted it to have like very modern positive psychology. And tarot decks can feel a little bit scary or a little bit intimidating. The decks that we kind of think of, the Rider-Waite Tarot or the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, that classic tarot deck from the turn of the 1905, I don't know when it came out, 1906, something like that, is how I first was familiar with tarot. Like 30 some years ago, the first time I ever got my hands on a tarot deck. It wasn't even mine. It was someone I knew, and I was very intrigued by it and also very intimidated by it. Just curious about the cards, but certainly overwhelmed by the different meanings, the potential. Some of the cards are very scary. For instance, like the Death card. Everybody just kind of, when they turn the Death card over. But Colette has renamed this card Transformation in her deck, because really that's what the Death card means in tarot. It's not like a physical death. I mean, it can mean that, but usually means more like a spiritual ending or a shift or the end of a cycle, but it always means the beginning of something new. So Transformation. The Devil card, that's another one that pops up and makes people nervous when you see it in the tarot, and she has renamed that Temptation, because really that's what it means. I mean, ultimately that's what it means in the tarot. Another card, the card that always makes me kind of clench up when it flips over for me, is the Ten of Swords. Just because of the images on it, not necessarily, well, the meaning behind it based on the images, but I don't dislike the swords at all, but that Ten of Swords artwork is a man laying on the ground dead with 10 swords in his back. And that always just makes me think, ugh, just like icky. What kind of message is this for me? Anyway, so Colette wrote this deck as an oracle deck with a more positive slant, I guess. So let us take a look at our reading for today. As always, I open a circle of light and love and protection around myself, and that extends to, everyone who watches this reading, no matter when it's going to be, no matter if it's now or 10 years from now, God willing, if this channel is still up and YouTube is still a thing, these readings will be there. I also ask my spirit guides to come in to help me channel clear information to the collective. And that's anyone who watches this reading, but also myself. I consider myself a part of this collective that I'm reading for. I am learning and growing every day. So I want this to be as clear a message for myself as well as everyone else in the collective. So let us look at the energy of the day. And then let us look at the focus. Not so clear on that one. Let's look at the focus. There we go. So, excuse me, my throat is a little bit dry. It's been windy all week here. Kicking in my allergies a little bit. Anyway, so I will look at these cards, read from the book really as Colette has intended for them to be to read with the messages that she put into her oracle translation of the tarot deck. So let us look at our energy card for today. Oh, we have the King of Water. This is it. This is the guy. This is the top-notch everything, as high as you can get in this suit for water. And the king, here he is. He's very mystical looking. He's an older guy, kind of looks like Santa Claus, you know, except he's got a trident, much like maybe we would think of Poseidon or Neptune, whichever terminology you want to use. But he looks very serene and very mystical. So let us look at, first of all, the water suit. Again, I will read what she has written about the suit. Water equals the heart. And it says, she says, feelings move things along. So in traditional tarot, water, this suit is the cups, and it is definitely associated with water or love or emotions or intuition. So, and the king, let's look at his message to us. Like I said, he is the fulfillment. If you think of the suits themselves as a transition from the beginning at the ace, moving through all the stages of accomplishment until you finally get to the king stage, that's where we're at. The top of the line, the end of the movement that we can get with the water suit anyways. So the King of Water. Generous, diplomatic, fair, gentle, a good listener, non-judgmental peacemaker, and mediator. These are the messages that Colette has for us through this card. And these cards are a little bit different. The suit cards, the court cards, she has 3 affirmations for each of these. And so I'm going to read all 3 of those because they might affect each of us a little bit differently, or one of them might connect to somebody far differently than another one might connect to the next person. So the first one is, I honor and respect all things, including myself, and see the commonalities we share and that spirit. Oh my gosh, let me start over. How's that sound? I honor and respect all things, including myself, and see the commonalities we share and that spirit has in all of us. Okay. The second one is, I listen to other voices and blend them with my own wisdom before settling on an opinion, making a decision, or taking an action. And the third one is, I gently and lovingly lead others away from fear and divisiveness and into harmonious collaboration. And that one stands out to me. I don't know if I'm that leader, but I do think that there's a lot of fear and divisiveness in our world right now. And I think that we really need to realize that all of us have a lot more in common with each other than things we don't have in common with one another. So this is a beautiful, beautiful energy we have coming at us again. I want to read these keywords again. Generous, diplomatic, fair, gentle, a good listener, non-judgmental peacemaker, and a mediator. So, and like I said again, I gently and lovingly lead others away from fear and divisiveness and into harmonious collaboration. I honor and respect all things. I listen to other voices and blend them with my own wisdom. Keep these things in mind for this reading today. All right, let us look at the focus card that we have for today. We have the 6 of Air. So, oh, there's a glimmer on this card, so we need to pay attention here. And this is one of these beautiful, beautiful cards, the artwork. So we have a sailing ship, but it is obviously floating in the air. It's riding the clouds. There are seagulls around it. It's just really a beautiful, beautiful, mystical card. Air is the suit of ideas, intuition, the mind. Traditionally, in the tarot, air is associated with the swords, and the swords are sometimes not the most comfortable suit that comes up. They can make you feel like someone's going to try to put a sword in your back, or that someone's out to get you. But in Colette's version of this deck, Air is of the mind. So she says, as you think, so shall you be. And like I said, it's very much about intuition, about messages, about energy, new ideas, and innovation coming at us. So let me read here in the book from the Six of Air. She says, rite of passage, a necessary change in thinking to gain greater wisdom. However turbulent the waters at the moment, I trust that if I create calm within, my outer conditions will soon be calm too. I am conditioned to expect trouble ahead, but I have shifted my awareness and know that I can choose to believe that stepping into the unknown will bring me to what I truly desire. I am in a transition to something better. So this reading today is very interesting. Well, first of all, we started off by knowing this is the full moon in Scorpio. Full moons can be full of energy. Scorpio is a little bit mysterious, a little bit deep and dark and dangerous, like the water, and it can have a little bit of a sting. Not necessarily like the air, but like the Suit of Swords in traditional tarot. But this also talked to us about listening, being open, being fair-minded, and non-judgmental. And the Six of Air is telling us that we are at a rite of passage. We have a necessary change in thinking to gain greater wisdom. So we really need to put that idea to use. Like today is a day of transition and gaining something along the way. And we need to be open and compassionate and generous and non-judgmental in our listening process. I don't know what's going to happen today. Full moons are always kind of an interesting sort of thing. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm a nurse, and so I'm a little superstitious of full moons and new moons. Like I used to bartend as well. Also some shifty energy on full moons and new moons. And whenever I see the police on a new moon or a full moon, we all know something's going on everywhere in the world, shifting us all up. Anyway, I hope you've connected with this reading or found it helpful in some way. I would love to hear what you're thinking about these cards, this card deck, the artwork. It's beautiful. Or if you have some thoughts on this deck versus traditional tarot, if you're familiar with that system, please like, please subscribe, please share the videos, please leave me comments. In these ways, you can help my channel grow so I can help spread these messages to other people. And ultimately, that's what I want to do. I just want to help spread this message through these readings, but also in general, that oracle cards are a way for us to connect with our divine self, our divine creator, our universe, Mother Earth, whatever that may be, and that we can all grow and gain from these messages. So thank you so much for your time. My name is Stacy. Thank you for visiting Simply Liminal with me. Have a lovely full moon. Think about this energy.